Hey guys, Mike here. So today's cult classic review is 2000's American Psycho, starring Christian Bale as Patrick Bateman. In American Psycho, we follow Patrick Bateman, who's a wealthy banking executive. However, unbeknownst to his friends and family, he has a psychopathic ego, and he has increasing fantasies of extreme violence. And so we have American Psycho. So guys, this is a movie in this series that before reviewing it and watching it today, I had actually seen it before, and I remember the first time watching American Psycho, I wasn't really all that into it. I could definitely see that it was a good movie, I just didn't really think it was all that. However, because American Psycho is part of this cult classic series, I've given it another watch. So, what do I think of American Psycho on my second watch? Well, first of all, we're going to talk about the main reason why everyone loves this movie so much, Christian Bale. Even if you don't like American Psycho, you cannot deny that Christian Bale is amazing in this film. It is definitely the case that Christian Bale is doing all the heavy lifting for American Psycho, and Christian Bale is quite an impressive range in this. He can go from completely stoic and silent to absolutely insane and rage-filled in a matter of seconds. And for the most part, it doesn't really feel forced, it feels like a natural progression for his character. Though I would say in this performance, Christian Bale's actions definitely speak louder than his words. Because it's definitely more of the things that Christian Bale does, rather than things he says, that makes his performance stand out. I'm not saying that the dialogue in American Psycho is bad, it actually feels quite realistic. He spends most of his time talking about his daily workout, different lotions he uses, music he likes to listen to. And though this isn't the most interesting of dialogue, it does make his character feel quite human, even though he is an absolute psychopath. And the thing that ultimately stops the dialogue from being quite boring is the fact that there's always something going on in these dialogue-heavy scenes. Whether he's having orgies, whether he's killing people, there's always something there to give the dialogue a bit of an interesting boost. And I actually do like how American Psycho puts a lot of emphasis on seemingly uninteresting things. Like for me, one of the most standout scenes in the entirety of American Psycho is when they're comparing business cards. Because upon first glance, they all seem to have the exact same business card. But it's when you look closely at these cards, you can just see the fine little different details that bankers like this would definitely notice. Because imagine if you showed these cards to the average person, they wouldn't know the difference. And it just allows you to further delve into what these characters take seriously. Because by no stretch of the imagination are these guys good people. They're rude, crude, misogynistic, you name it. They've got pretty much every bad quality that most people would associate with these kind of characters. But they're written in such a way that makes them quite engaging and at the same time somewhat likeable. Even though they are kind of just the worst people ever. And making them slightly likeable does help to keep your interest in these characters. Another thing I quite like about American Psycho is how sadistically funny it is. Because American Psycho manages to take things that are really horrific and somehow make them funny. And I just think that's an amazing quality that American Psycho has. Because ultimately, comedy is subjective, so while this may not be most people's cup of tea, I did find American Psycho for the most part very funny. And though for the most part I did quite enjoy American Psycho, and it did definitely get a lot more insane as it went on, I just found that I started to lose a bit more interest in it as it went on. Ultimately, I found the ending to be quite lackluster and anticlimactic. Because even Patrick Bateman says it, this confession has meant nothing, and that kind of just left me with a bit of a sour taste in my mouth. Even though I do like the commentary that American Psycho kind of has on everyone in general, that we all have this psychopathic tendency and we all need an outlet for our rage and stuff like that, I still found that the ending just left me quite disappointed. So guys, would I consider American Psycho a personal cult classic, and would I recommend that you guys should see it? Even though I did like American Psycho better the second time round, and I think that Christian Bale is amazing in this, I wouldn't put it as a personal favourite, because realistically, Christian Bale's performance aside, this movie's pretty much got nothing else going for it. I do definitely like American Psycho, I just wouldn't say I love it. Having said that though, I would still actually recommend that you guys should check this one out, because Christian Bale as Patrick Bateman is something that everyone needs to see. Okay guys, that's my cult classic review of American Psycho. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Whatever you think, drop it in the comments below. Until next time, I've been Michael. See ya!